leaves me with a lot of question marks as to where you want to put icebox in their pool.
And we're going to see a very, two different styles come out here, right? Sentinels have been bringing the Sage onto this map with regularity, whereas NRG have preferred to play this double controller setup, right? The Harbor Viper, but they love on defense, look out for it. Pushing up on those extremities, taking liberties, playing a little bit audaciously as a team that we've known normally to be pretty stable, pretty patient, to sit back.
They love to group up, love to play very aggressively with the pack. That was something that was basically impossible for Lev to deal with when we saw NRG play it against them earlier in the playoffs. Just going to be Ethan close up on this B site though, but the rest of his team, look at how fast they are to rotate to get with him. They have 4 players ready to contend with this foray from SEN if they commit to an execute.
It is Harbor Walls, plenty to play from for NRG. They've got their players that were previously at mid, now in position for a high-low setup with Crow's Nest. Second swings wide. I'm sorry, I don't know how he was spotted there, but he's down to 7 already.
Doesn't matter what weapon Brock has, he is going to get the spam damage going. Oh no, actually it was all good. I was worried for a second. All good. Yeah. All good, but
a little uncanny that.
Well, even still, NRG, look at the map. It's just an honest icebox standoff. They have had no reason to leave. Mata is currently watching the cross.
They've also had time to set up behind this double controller util. There's so much stall here. We're down to 45 seconds, and here's the Sage Wall plant, rather. Tom here spraying, speculating from that Crow's Nest position, and Brock finally gets his.
Yeah, he was holding on to a late recon. John wants to get aggro, shut down by Ethan. Zekin on the retreat back to yellow. Sen relegated to some passive positions, but they're going to have to get active. That wall is still up, and the spike is almost defused.
Okay, Narrate's able to get him with the shock dart. That now evens things up a little bit more, but NRG have players in reserve to step up and try and take up the mantle. And there's a defuse from Ethan amidst all of this. Brock gets some upside at the end of the round. And yet another NRG pistol added to the pile.
Just those layers of walls and smokes that NRG have, considering they've got the Harbor Viper comp, make it way too easy for them to stick onto that spike, especially considering, was it all 3 SEN players left have sheriffs? Not the ideal spam weapons.
Awesome.
Oh my, Brock with the dig. Right. Brock with the dig. Brock for the 4th.
Yeah, bro, they're coming for our jobs. Hey. He's 6 of playing, guys. Come on.
Well, Brock went crazy there, and he had a great timing as well with the recon. He kind of delayed sending it out until a more chaotic moment to get that first nice shot from Mata.
There's that audacious push up early in the round, already getting some results for NRG. And they'll play from rafters here quite happily.
The thing about Mata is he knows when to cut off the audacity. He gets his, and he will escape every single time.
Because he spent most of his career limit testing Wyatt. We saw him in challenges.
Now SEN, they have forced up with these Stingers. Still 4 players remaining. They've gotten pretty deep into this site. They obviously want to take these close engagements. Summons is in. What the hell, man?
Going for it. These Stingers over Sentinels are a little bit dangerous.
There was no one there to help. Scuba is on this flank. Is Narrate expecting it? Will he be ready? He's got the util out.
Second going to be spotted here behind box, and there Scuba has the timing.
And now he's just going to play safe, be a nuisance.
Bang and John are going to try and double swing this, but Brock's going to see it coming. There'll be going to be help from Boiler here as Ethan can step up on his corner. A little aggressive again. This time it's Brock that is a little bit too far off script, but Mata will clean it up. 3 kills for the Duelist. And NRG knew it would be a volatile round with the Stinger force by Sentinels, but they handle it. They keep the Outlaw in their hands. They got a Guardian for Ethan as well.
Scuba on that flank really did the most without overplaying his hand at any point. You could see him from other players' point of views, just gets this kill, is dancing around, is prodding, keeping the attention of Narrate towards him. He goes down, doesn't even matter because the rest of his teammates get flooded on.
Bro, I'm lost. I'm lost.
It didn't seem like it. It seemed like you knew what you were doing, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Seemed good on our end.
2 quick rounds on the trot here for NRG.
Center getting a full armor outlaw for Zekin. There are 2 players he could potentially one-shot over on NRG. See if that can be the opening for a round.
And they're really trying to manifest a Duelist gap here, but it is Mata on the other side of the field. It's no easy task. NRG have pulled back from that fairly deep green position now, back towards the site properly. Pretty passive as far as their defenses on icebox are concerned.
It feels like this SEN team really needs some kind of explosive round or a hero play, something to get the morale going for this team. And Maybe Zekin can make it happen. Instantly going to be healed back up to 100 HP as well.
Full armor's gone though. Now he's very susceptible to Marta's Outlaw.
Ethan pinged up, forced to retreat temporarily on account of that drone. Recon's exchanged. Brock's not going past that wall, and
Shock on John knocks him to half. That's a big hit. He goes quite low. He's down at 17 now, but the spike was planted. Marta's looking for a later reflank here through mid, not opting to wrap around the backside with this Outlaw.
Zekin is just waiting for some of these walls to drop so he can take a shot at someone, something, but it's not really going to happen. He's smoked off again.
Yeah, John was softened up by the shock darts. He was down to 17, so Brock, it's a pretty easy cleanup for him. At some point, NRG have got to bully their way into back yellow and try and take some control, but Marta is now on the scene, hoping to push up past this Nanoswarm if he can. As a shock dart caught in the hands of Narrates. He didn't have the appropriate weapon to take that fire, and now desperately Celsius runs into them. Brock will shut him down, and Sentinels can't burn enough clock to stop another NRG round win.
The retake just has layers upon layers of util that Sen have to work through. Zekin never had an opportunity to just take a shot at anyone after he gets that kill on Scuba. There's multiple cascades. The high tide comes back up. The cove gets thrown down. Even Motto was using his cloud burst to cut those angles off. Had no opportunity to get anything accomplished with the Outlaw on the post plant.
This is a pretty good example of how to play against that Sage style that you feel like can guarantee the attack side, those plants, but there's a bunch of shock darts that came in. John got taken very low, at least that was the trade for the spike going down, and NRG were able to follow up on that early damage done.
Instant turret break from Mata, who's not going to have the opportunity to one-shot anyone with this Outlaw. So Bang will take some forward position, work his way into tube. Does obviously get this audio cue on Ethan, who's just jump spotting, trying to get info on the mid-cross.
Okay, Scuba though does not opt to check tube at all. Again, that KJ turret will be able to spot into mid.
Now NRG really have an idea that this is going to be Sentinels going towards the A side.
Mata might take a long angle here.
They are looking pretty correct.
Oh, just a little bit of Som poking around the periphery. Apparently, Brock the next to fall. And that's a strong anchoring presence of NRG. Compromised somewhat, but Ethan in this stead will stand up. And Mata, yep, caught on the run. Not much to be done about that one. And Sentinels finally put it together. A patient, slow roll in the A direction with that wedge up mid finally gives them the result.
Yeah, just 1-1-3 setup, catching off the rotates, and credit to Zekin for the patience moving forward there to clear that angle properly. So he gets the free kill onto Som. Bang there to cut off the rotates, had just been biding his time in tube. Really well executed attack round. And a desperately needed one for Sen. I mean, even mentally at this point, it's been 3 consecutive maps now where they've been just pretty much dominated by their opponents. They need to get something going. Remember what it feels like to win. I mean, this is Sentinels that we're talking about, but they have been struggling yesterday into today.
Som's been varying up that turret position, and this time it's Marta just getting up mid. It's that early audacity in the round for NRG that again gives them the player advantage. John QT's intentions are pretty clear here. A wall to protect for a res, and a player in Curry's spot to watch for it.
There, he's real close to going down there himself. Instantly going to be hit by that Hunter's Fury and just goes down.
Okay, man, let him have it. That is going to be sent back down to 4.
In the midst of all of that, Bang is able to get a lot of space towards A, so it looks like the spike will be safely planted, but there could be a retake with that ultimate from the Harbor. The Reckoning is going to come in.
That's going to get Sen scurrying like a kicked anthill if it gets used by NRG.
While that happens, going to be a recon thrown in from Brock as well. Just going to further mess with the positioning of Sentinels. Here comes that Reckoning. Everybody being forced back, except for Zekin wants to take a shot.
Okay, Hunter's Fury now coming down from Sentinels, though. Narrate hoping to catch the backside player. It's Som falling. The last shot, speculative, but still damage already done. Now it's going to be Scuba stepping up first, but that Reckoning has expired, and Sentinels can now make their way back into the side. It's a Cloudburst past second. He wanted to take the fight, but Scuba swung the angle. The 2-for-1 was there. Nicely done by Narrate, able to surgically extract Marta, and now it's on Scuba and Ethan who try and play from the low ground, but 410 is controlled by Sentinels. And Ethan's got no way in, hopefully a way out though, and that's what he takes.
Excellent play there from Narrate, and a great Hunter's Fury to get that kill to even the odds. The Reckoning was basically entirely avoided from SEN, and they were able to work themselves back into good positions to play together to fight NRG when they were trying to get onto the spike. And I believe as well, I was waiting to see Ethan's Cove, but I think it just got broke basically insta. I think SEN dealt with it right away. So they do a very good job circumventing all of that utility that NRG have to retake that looked so effective on the prior rounds towards B.
Two very grindy rounds, back-to-back. Sentinels had to really double down in order to take those, but the impact's being felt for NRG. Just a hero rifle for Ethan into the round.
NRG were mixing in a lot of four-man pushes down this A side when they were playing against Leviathan. Works out here for the opening kill, gets an orb towards Scuba as well, who's now just one away from that pit.
Bang might be a little bit earlier than NRG are expecting, but he's shown himself the only rifle on NRG in the hands of Ethan, and he's looking to try and take this engagement now, just past the cascades! And Bang says, all right, I'll take it. What a weird little encounter.
In the meantime, SEN have been able to work themselves all the way back B yellow, so that's going to give an opportunity for John, Bang, who are elsewhere more towards mid on the map, to just rotate on over, play off of this wall, and John still has the barrier to throw up as well. Tons of tools for SEN to be able to close this out. Really shouldn't be any reason it feels that it should be going in the direction of NRG. They don't have the weaponry. The pit is even being committed by Bang.
Okay, Brock just finds that apropos of nothing.
And where, yeah, what was that? Just a random spam kill?
I think it might have been
Brock special, it looks like it.
Broke the wall open and then was hitting that little corner that John was tucked in. Zeken's able to dig out any potential though for a backside hit. So NRG now have to come in all together into this Viper's pit. Zeken will be waiting. Poison Orb blooms. Bladestorm active for Marta. He knows he needs to break the wall down a little bit to get there, but time is short. Scooper on the corner. Zelsis finds the slide on in. It's unlikely there's much more to it here for NRG. We'll see them mill around the outside to the pit here, waiting for their number to be called. And inevitably they are. It's an even game now. Sentinels, tooth and claw, gets them into icebox.
Well, unfortunate they lose Zelsis at the end. I mean, they commit that pit to have a clean round win, to build the economy as much as they can.
Oh, that spam is...
Did this Rocket another spam kill here as well on the shot? Yep. Doesn't even need the out. It just doesn't matter.
Nice, boys. Good job. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's a good little run at center on now, 3 in a row.
Just wait till we get to Corrode, if that happens. Brock will be doing the same thing, and the map really plays to it. So timeout here for NRG, fair enough. They've been finding great success in the early rounds, and honestly, Wyatt, in the previous map of Lotus, they were converting 4v5s very effectively, right? They'd lose a player early and still find a way to win the round. Now, they're actually getting an early advantage. It's Marta pushing up on some extremity, either down tube, in that A direction. That time was Brock with random spam, but they can't convert on that player advantage.
Right now, for me, the most impactful player on SEN is Bang. He's just been this anchor point in the center of the map, controlling tube, cutting off rotators, drawing a lot of attention. Ethan felt kind of forced into an awkward fight, or felt like he could have found an advantage in the fight by pushing down with that cascade. But Bang has handled everything that's been thrown his way there. NRG are going to have to find a better way to deal with that, which ultimately might just be giving him that space and playing passively, just having the turret in kitchen so they know if he pushes all the way up, just try to ignore him. If we don't look at him, he doesn't exist. Bang can't hurt us in tube. Just play elsewhere.
I mean, Zelsis has been throwing this Nano Swarm down mid just to clear a potential turret at Boiler, so...
I will say also one of the important factors of keeping a lid on this NRG economy is that the AWP is so pivotal as a win con for them on icebox defense. Getting that into the hands of Mata, and has only had the chance to buy it one time and didn't get a whole lot of value with it. Can't do it here.
Yeah, so you can't have those scrappy rounds, right? Go back and forth. Prevent NRG from really building a economic foundation. Also have rounds like the prior, right, where they Viper's Pit and also try and keep 4 guns. That doesn't quite work out. So here's Scuba, though, committing the Viper's Pit pretty early. Sentinels are going to now skirt around the edges of it, likely look for some screens control, but whatever Zeken saw or didn't see, he didn't like.
Zeken hoping that there's an alarm out there that would have been broken by that shock, but it isn't even placed there. It's in mid. He's taking a lot of damage, obviously, just from staying in the pit. But Scuba doesn't want to fight this too aggro at the moment, just trying to spam. And Zekin is in the danger zone right now.
Yep, Decay down to 1. Scuba would see him first, but actually just pulls off there. Concerned, I think, about that scan. And so Zekin just stays inside. It's going to be the lockdown now. It's going to force NRG out. It also ends
gonna get his health back.
Yep. He's
This is crazy.
heal back up from the Decay, and Zekin still has not been shifted from that spot. He's eventually going to find the kill on Scuba. Zelsis with a swing timing that is a little too much for Ethan to handle. And it's Mata, who needs to fight here at 10 and 2 respectively to break out of the situation, and nothing's getting served up to him. Zelsis converts for 3. And the Sentinels now finally starting to stake their claim to this series.
Fortunate that Zekin doesn't go down there, retains that space, goes 1 for 1. But Sen, I really have to credit them to having such a great timing with that lockdown. It delayed NRG so heavily that when they're rushing back in, you can see that they're not able to put up, you know, those same layers of util that they have on prior retakes. It's a lot of just open angle fighting, and Sen are fully positioned to deal with them.
But also just straight up counters the Viper's Pit.
Yeah, it just turns off the Viper's Pit as well.
Mata getting forward early, characteristically. Still no up to hand for him. After another unsuccessful round of NRG, but this time at least they've managed to get rifles into it, even with half armor for most of them.
Really wants to take matters into his own hands on this. Pushing all the way up solo, and that's going to allow the opportunity for everyone else on NRG to just rotate on out of there, play other sides of the map. Re-clear mid-round into tube. Sees Bang, and that should be really no surprise for NRG at all.
Some can nanoswarm at the B side of the map off contact from Scuba. As Zekin knows it's an uneasy silence over towards Yellow. He doesn't really want to test it this time. Okay, Mata's ready to fight. Fight he does!
I think Zelsis saw the barrel around the corner and was ready for that swing to come out.
That now means that, yeah, you need to draw a player in that A direction, Ethan.
Yeah,
Just trying to, okay,
NRG
he commits a high tide there.
They're spread all across the map right now. I mean, maybe the only real danger for Sen is if they try to accelerate into Scuba and went into those mollies, but that's not going to be the case. Oh my god!
Flattened. Yellow control taken there by NRG, rather by Sen, and of course it's the standard wall throw up, but because of the nanoswarms in position, that Sage Wall can't ever really take hold. And so Ethan finds 2. Numbers even now, time very short, and Sentinels have to go for this. Ethan should be able to peer around the corner, clean up the planter. John stays alive long enough to set up the exchange for Zekin, and he will carry Sentinels out of the rounds. 2 rounds worth of breathing room for the attackers for the first time this series.
And it feels like for the first time in this series, couple rounds back to back, we're seeing Sen players starting to hit some shots, come to life individually. Narrate with that swing wide back. Yellow just deleted Scuba. Another wide swing from Zekin.
Come on, baby.
Tap.
Come on!
Trying to bring the energy back to the team as well. It's felt flat for them as of late. But they're getting right back into it. They've sent NRG onto an eco round, just some shafts to play with.
And as usual, Mata is looking for something close to no man's land here. It's a round where he's pushed all the way up tube. Pretty standard attack side protocols will have someone watching that part of the map. The weapons are much stronger for Sentinels here in round 9.
There have been a lot of solo Mata forward positions taken that have not gotten a ton of value on these last several rounds.
At least it looks for them anyway. Zelsis trying to be pretty diligent there at A, clearing that. I think Ethan spotted him out and doesn't want to take the fight with nothing but a sheriff.
That's really it, right? I mean, Sen, they are just being cautious in taking these areas of the map, and they're ensuring that they're not losing any bodies early to a player like Mata, who is going to take a forward angle. Just 2 HP. Honestly, just wants to risk it all at this point. Why not?
Okay, pays off. Surely not more than that. John.
How is he alive, man?
Okay, a little bit maladroit, but John's able to take that kill.
Ethan puts up the wall so they can try to scale back sight. NRG can try to fight close range with these pistols.
Zeken's going to swing this. Ethan lined up for it. Surely not trying to intervene. Yeah, it just shows a little bit too much leg there, and Zeken will capitalize. Broke with the classic no trades are not out. There's still two sheriffs in play. The Sage wall's a little awkward for NRG to work with. John has a tiny gap to look into. There's a turret set up.
Wall to get forward to isolate that fight. What a shot.
Brock looking for more. Doesn't get it this time. Scoop is finally able to break the wall with a knife and get across. But that Vandal is probably unrecoverable. And there's some stall util now coming in the direction of the side. It's up to Scooby here. He's got himself a rifle. 3 players for Sentinels looking for him now, knowing he's behind that wall. And again, it's Celsius to close the account on round 9. Brick by brick, Sentinels building back into the series. See Zeken trying to manifest some more energy from the team.
Their A-side play has been really superb. I love how they're working the map in the post plants. This was a good little moment to isolate John, but after that, SEN just make it look easy with all 3 players stacked up, 1 high, 2 low, just able to swing all together.
That is 6 rounds in a row. Now, of course, worth looking over towards the Hunter's Fury that Raid has built up yet again, and Som has been sitting on this lockdown. There's another reckoning. I mean, basically, NRG have all the pretty devastating defense side ultimates to work with here.
Still not going for that operator. They're just going for raw aggression in main. This is going to catch Zeken. He's in some serious trouble. Has to dash away, so no one could even chase him down. But NRG will be more than content with the result of that early engagement.
Yeah, Sentinels all lost their Hunter's Fury opportunity. Now they're already making pretty decent progress towards that A side, and Celsius struts away after taking Scuba down to 11, caught inside a slow orb. This is all acceptable for Sentinels. They know they need to tease out some of these defensive ultimates, and so the reckoning now is committed.
NRG just feels so pressured to use that to help Scuba as well, who was fully entrenched in the site at such low HP, and with all that noise, Bang finds the perfect moment to work through an unguarded B site, catch 1 player out.
I love this rotate back. That is filthy, and Celsius is able to get in onto the A side properly.
They are everywhere, working every little corner of the map. Look at the way NRG, they're just being dragged around. They don't know where to look. Now they're on their way back to A. Do they dare try to commit a lockdown here? It's just the safe plant for John. They don't want to bother taking back sight. They have the man advantage. Just trade off of each other effectively to close this out.
And this is another round where NRG have been unsuccessful in converting off that first pick, that player advantage. Sentinels have fought against that.
These fundamentals are looking so smooth. You see Zeken and Celsius there just double up that left side of 410. They're covering for each other. 1 kill, we're out. And just from there, an unlosable situation. NRG forced to save. They expended a reckoning. All for a round lost.
Yeah, I mean, the Hunter's Fury obviously came out off the rip as well. There's supposed to be a power play for NRG. They just get completely rope-a-doped. I mean, SEN outmaneuver them in that pivot back towards the A side.
This has been some fantastic calling from John. He is absolutely working NRG, but it wouldn't be happening without the way that Bang is playing around the map. Like, yeah, sure, he's not topping the board with kills right now for SEN. Zeken's putting up some numbers, Narrate's putting up some numbers. But what he's doing in terms of the map control and the impact kills that he has found, like, he's giving John the opportunity to call really well.
I'm working. Now I'm working. No, I'm working. No, I'm working.
Yes, because you're working different parts of the map at any moment. Entry becomes lurk and vice versa.
Mod has finally got the operator. I believe he could have had it last round too, but they just opted for that rifle push down B main. Time to switch things up again because nothing has been working for NRG since the opening of this game.
That Owl drone sees what looks like a loose end player over towards Belts, but in reality, all of Sentinels are here. So Mata is going to have a target-rich environment, but will be forced off the line by the L drone straight away. This is now a window. Sentinels have to exploit this and get into the site quickly.
Do NRG try to anchor this right now? They've got a few players here. They're all back site, but they're going to be forced away by this lockdown.
Yep, no Harness Fury to answer that. No real way for NRG to shut it down. Mata would like to linger as long as he can, but there's nothing to see.
And as soon as they get out of the way of this, they can go right back in, and Som can just drop that lockdown and screens himself. NRG could hit the gas here if they really want to.
Yeah, they might need to go for it here. Mata won't see a player pushed up, and here comes that lockdown. Is there going to be an answer for Sentinels already? They're starting to pull off the side. Harness Fury will do the job, and Zek gets himself nice and deep. Lockdown destroyed, but no one would have been there to follow it up on it anyway. It's just Brock. And yeah, he might just be walking away from this one. Beaten black and blue. Zelsis takes him out. That is, for those keeping track at home, 8 rounds in a row.
Zekin is heating up crazy right now. 14 kills for him. Those two were really sick. The adjustment back. Moves that positioning just to the left. Throw up the crosshair placement so we can get the kill on the second player swing. Some nice mechanical play.
A couple rounds here, like NRG have committed a Viper Spit into a lockdown. Now a lockdown into a Hunter's Fury. Getting unraveled with a lot of those space creating ultimates quite easily by Sentinels. There always seems to be an answer for the attackers.
4-man push from NRG. They got an opening last time they did this, but SEN won't be committing too heavily towards that side of the map, so it won't allow any opportunity to find that first blood.
And they've been conservative in these early rounds anyway, Wyatt. Look at how they played Belts last round. Some quick correction, but he's lucky to get out with his life.
He's in some serious danger. John able
He's
to cross with that barrier orb.
There's no way. He's able to see this coming. Ethan gets there though quickly. There's going to be follow-up. NRG as a pack are heading through mid to B. But already the spike is down. Last round of the half, so nothing ventured, nothing gained. They're going to leave it all out there as the Blade Storm in Zekin's hands. He is itching to send some of these bits of silverware outward.
Could definitely be a situation where there's going to be a late res even from John if someone goes down in a position by yellow. NRG, they're taking their time, rotating all the way around, trying to play off this cascade. They're going to have to push in front of it, Sentinels, but time is just getting so low right now. NRG need to get on the spike ASAP.
Both in play, they're going to have to break this one quickly. Brock's already got it to half and change, and now Ethan's going to look to block the shots, and it will be a sweaty defuse for NRG. Get themselves around back finally after a true drought. 8 in a row from Sentinels. Assert themselves, get into the game, and make this one interesting.
Even though it brought the time so low, it just felt like NRG felt they needed to be going from that snowman side, so all of their cascades and util would cover up all of the proper angles. And so they wouldn't have to bother breaking that wall. Scary situation, but they're able to finally wrangle back one round at the end. Overall, though, really dominant half from Sentinels. Their play towards that A side was fantastic, and Zekin is on fire.
Let's head, of course, to a side stage as Riv is standing by with Leviathan's Okeanos.
That's right, I'm here with Okeanos watching the game, so we're going to get an outside-in perspective here from one of the pro players. First off, how are you enjoying the block party? I saw you outside chilling earlier.
I mean, the block party's a blast. It's nice connecting with fans. We had a little meet and greet today. We also have a meet and greet tomorrow with the entire Lev team, so I hope if you guys are still here, see you guys tomorrow.
All right, perfect. You heard that right there. I want to ask you about game one before we get to this next one. It seems like NRG's got a resurgence here, but down as much as they were. I mean, overall, coming into a game like this big in a best of 5, if you go down that far, what are you thinking about? Are there any real worries for a team, or are you just that structured at this point? You know you're going to refocus.
I mean, it's a best of 5 for a reason, right? So one map loss, especially early in the series, doesn't really define anything. All these players have insane mental resilience, so I expect them to be able to bounce back map 2, and SEN is showing that right now.
And looking at Icebox now, we see SEN coming back. How are you feeling about the matchup so far, just between these two teams and what their strengths are going to provide for this matchup in the map rotation?
I think with the coming maps, it's definitely SEN favored. This map, though, Icebox is definitely NRG favored, but if NRG don't close this out, I really feel like SEN might just take it home 3-1.
All right, Okeanos, thank you so much for your time, man. Let's hear it for Okeanos one more time so we can get back to the game at hand. NRG versus SEN. Casters, take it away.
If you're watching this Icebox game in the first couple of rounds, this halftime scoreline might be a surprise to you. Sentinels looked, again, lackluster coming out of that first map of Lotus and didn't look like to be generating a whole lot early on Icebox until They did. Zekken ends the half with 15 kills. NRG go for some proactive stuff early in the round, and sometimes it works, but they actually don't convert on those first picks all that often. And Sentinels are using counter utility against some of these ultimates like Viper's Pit and Lockdown really effectively. But those first 3 winning rounds for Sen, they were grinds. They really had to work for them.
They're walking away from that half very impressed by the calling from John, the play from Bang. Can they close this out, even the series? 1-1, Zekken certainly has some intentions to do so. And these SEN players do not want to give up the space, they want to keep fighting.
Now, I don't know if they realize Bang is actually here inside this poison orb, but he announces himself with a couple of shots ringing out from that ghost. John here, curtain comes down on Scuba and Ethan. And Brock puts himself in a 1 versus 1 up on that zipline and now revealing himself to Zelsis, who initially wasn't sure if he dropped down or not. Gives the spike a tap, but no committal.
How much time does Brock want to take? Because I'm looking at that recon and it's 17 seconds away. Now that's what feels like an entire millennia.
No time. Got to be spotted out here by Zelsis, who seems happy enough to give him the opportunity to earn that ability again. Brock will go looking. This might be confusing for Zelsis. Brock is able to cross that expanse without Zelsis seeing. What a clutch for our rookie up from Challengers this year. He's looked phenomenal.
He's been the star player for NRG so far today. And despite their woes on that first half, he has as many kills as Zekken. They're both sat at 16. He is in some excellent form right now. That effort from John, all for naught, sadly.
Now we see Zelsis, I think, having to correct his crosshair placement, expecting Brock to probably still be at yellow there. He found such a nice window to cross.
And now we just have to go back to the narrative of will NRG find as much success on attack as they do on defense. And now I know this is obviously being set on a map where they weren't able to get the lead on defense, but does that just automatically mean that the game is over? Is that the world that we live in? Because, you know, at least by the numbers, they are very reliant on their defense side.
Up towards yellow, Bang trying to get ahead of this, but NRG are already set up and ready to go. John spotted out there behind Crow's Nest, and it's pretty easy business for NRG. Picking apart at some of these players, and Zekken just, well, able to find a kill straight through that Viper wall.
Crucially, though, Scuba's able to go and recover that third rifle. The weapons that were actually bought up into this round, and NRG's only job remaining is to just close this out without losing anybody else.
So much work done by Sentinels on that attack side. Would hurt them for that all to be for naught if they can't generate some momentum here in the second half. As expected, NRG convert the round and keep all 3 rifles they entered with.
So they're going to have a very strong buy for this bonus. Sentinels get their first full buy on this defense side. Nothing really to write home about on this round, just a straight up B exec with your standard Harbor comp util.
The classic pocket to hide in. That one's been done for a while. Seen that one from Leviathan last year a heck of a lot. All right, proper gun round and plenty riding on it. A chance for NRG to likely potentially even up this game. Before the point at which the defense side op becomes a factor, Zekken's still on the rifle. Dominating the server.
This is looking like some age-old icebox gameplay. Just an A-hit coming through. All 5 players.
Sentinels might want to anchor here properly, though, whereas NRG played off the side a heck of a lot on their defense side. Scuba is in there like swimwear. What the heck was that? A couple taps and oh dear. Now right down to the nanoswarm that Zelsis had put in place. An awkward lull in the action as Brock is given the breathing room to get a plant.
Absolute chaos. Now I'm just looking at the fact that Brock is going to have the recon in 5 seconds. One of the only util pieces to speak of, but it might not even matter. He's on this tight angle.
Yeah, sees the cross. Still a chance to send a recon in. This is annoying now. He can play off this to some degree. Oh, man. What a poison orb to break things up. Scuba, that was dirty.
So well done. 2 pieces of utility used, but crucially, it's that Cloud just isolating each player. Not able to get the trade onto Brock, who's now taken the mantle of most kills in the server with that 18.
What a round from this guy, man.
And that can be the trouble of trying to anchor this site. You just get overwhelmed by Both that far left side coming from 410.
Good job.
And he's right.
And Brock got to swing into 2 players, I think at 40 health, decayed down by those orbs. Shout out the Viper play.
Now, coming away from this round, NRG would love to be able to get that Reckoning over to Ethan, get a few orbs on Scuba, get towards that pit. Sen have the right idea. Few players towards B.
They're doubling up on that far side of yellow as well, but Marta's already starting to dig people out. Heads are turning in this direction though, with Zekin's only able to find 1 with the classic. And NRG knew the previous round was probably worth 2, and that's been how things have played out thus far. Cove for a plant. Marta searching, probing for players behind that wall.
And now so far so good, but I'm really looking, as we continue with the gun rounds in this half, to if NRG can convert their first kills. Because in that first half, they were only able to do it 2 out of the 6 times that they got a first blood. That is not good enough to win a map, and certainly not against a team like Sentinels.
So far, the second half has looked like much a different story. And yeah, again, when we keep the... Oh, what was that? Hold on! There's some time. There's a moment for this. Sage wall comes up. It's going to be broken pretty quickly. John had to trade, and Scuba with a Red Bull clutch, as things could have gone horribly wrong for NRG. He salvages it.
That was shocking, to say the least, a little bit unexpected. It keeps a lid on the economy, honestly. This could be relevant later in the game. What on earth?
As he narrates eyebrows at risk of disappearing into his hairline.
Not even close, bro.
Honestly, that's insane that they hit those shots, so let's go, let's go.
They've made relevant some of my C and D tier storylines coming out of that round, such as Scuba now 1 away from the, getting the pit because he got 2 kills. The economy now in, a spot for NRG where after a couple rounds, things could be actually looking tough, whereas it was about to be out of control.
I think there's something brewing here as well, with Zekin and Narrate still having really solid performances, and just that last gun round, they really weren't able to get off to the start that we're looking for. Now Hunter's Fury is a consideration. It's available for both Sovers, and that Reckoning for Ethan to supplement those sight hits. Pretty reasonable time, I think, to call the timeout, because Sentinels can very much wrest this game back into their control, and with what Narrate just did, NRG have been denied the opportunity for that economy to get out of control, right? This round is still pretty pivotal in that sense.
Now, what we've seen so far in this attack half is NRG going for big 5-man executes and absolutely bulldozing the anchors from Sentinels. We have not seen Sentinels in a position where they're playing for retake with John's wall, throwing that down, getting someone on the spike, pressuring NRG players to have to come out of their entrenched positions, get out of those crossfires to fight forward. That's an adjustment that I'd like to see from Sen, and they've got a Hunter's Fury in addition for a post-plant situation to get a lot of value.
Right here. Right here.
So they will be contending, of course, with Zekin set up on the A side of the map. As mentioned earlier, still no up for the defenders. And Sen not really the kind of team to want to push up on that extremity with the frequency that NRG did, but Zekin will still get tucked into pipes. Okay.
All right, just some intuitive spam from Narrate. Gets a significant advantage for Sen on a crucial round to take the lead in this game.
So proactive here, Sen on defense. Zekin around the corner,
Oh,
Scuba again!
proactive, what the hell is that?
Okay. Plumbing the depths for some very unlikely kills, and what an opener. Sometimes your Viper just steps up and gets it done herself, I guess. John's done well to stay alive here and can even top himself back up, but that Viper, yeah, the snake bite's going to be an issue. Banging Zelsis very quickly, wastes no time in intervening, but there's a Viper's pit they've got to play through.
Spike planted.
And very little utility to scan this out.
Yeah, none to speak of. Psalm definitely hears that drop, and he's going to catch Celsius. It's all on Bang.
He's been the stable player, Wyatt.
How could he possibly work his way through this pit and navigate it to find these players while his health is being decayed down? Time, his enemy as well.
Som steps out of the pit here. Bang can step up and tap the spike, but he knows that would be suicide. Gonna come down, cancelled out in the end, as NRG would rather be able to see clearly. There's something here. Wall comes back up, Bang sets that up. It's gonna have to be Scuba stepping in here. He knows though, Bang had no time and had to commit. NRG snatch back the lead.
That is an unbelievable round from Scuba. Just play the highlight reel. Just give me the highlight reel already.
This guy's insane.
Give me the highlight reel. Unbelievable.
He's got the very
the molly. I mean,
he's got that impatient controller. I'll do it myself vibe so far.
Scoob just went nuclear, bro.
Okay, that's not how you pronounce that word, but that's okay.
you
Still
really
5 in a
just hit
row.
him with the actually.
Hey, they were trying to cast beforehand, bro. They want our jobs, we're gonna go do it right. Okay, now I might be caught here a little bit.
Yeah.
No way to get away from that one. Reckoning in play as well. NRG hitting very, very hard on this attack. Thrust.
Zekin just has no choice but to get out that turret down temporarily, but Brock gets the information on Bang and thinks wiser of trying to take any kind of engagement alone. Will now just buddy up with Scuba, playing a bit of a high-low. They can just swing off of each other, rather.
This might be more than Bang had bargained for. Two players have a crossfire to watch for this wrap, and yet Bang's able to make the correction in time. There is that lockdown, though, and Bang has to skirt around the edges of it.
Now Sam is coming over to help Scuba as well. It's just too much for him to clear, and there's so much time that had been delayed for the majority of the SEN players on account of the lockdown that they're just already in save mode.
They're falling further and further behind now. Again, with where their money is at, they've definitely lost control of that aspect of the game.
The economy demands a save as well, on top of the lack of time that they had to make anything happen there.
But still 2 rifles on the Bulldog, and all the impact ultimates they really need coming into this next round. Conversely, NRG can't hang the hat on either of those. They make use, of course, of that lockdown just now. So yeah, it looks a little bit ugly, but SEN have a ton to work with still.
Can't say that this is an NRG team dominating this attack half on account of the density of the strategic playbook that they have. It is just some straight up dominant hits on these sites with individual players going off. Just some textbook Valorant with this comp. Bang wants to stop any advance towards B playing in this pit. He's typically such a phenomenal anchor when it comes to this side of the map.
Hara has slipped the net entirely. Now right here, digs Ethan out and finds more. So they hit on towards Brock. So those ultimates being critical, but Mana gets into the pit. Luckily for Sen, it isn't Bang that drops first.
And now he has to avoid the drone as well, Bang. He's definitely feeling the pressure. Feels like he has to swing out, and Mana was ready. He was just flushed out by that drone.
Just rocking a hard play stuff, and now the Viper's pit is gone. That defensive setup broken. Narrate though still has an Owl drone here.
NRG, they were thinking about committing to that plant, but Scuba gets all this space, and they just want to take their time. They don't want to allow any players to go down if SEN were rotating quickly in towards B.
They're not convinced to head across the map just yet. Scuba hasn't actually really seen anything over at A. Maybe it's the absence of information that's more telling.
Yeah, exactly. As far as SEN know, they could still be all in B main, as they are, or they could just be slowly working their way up towards A, exactly where Scuba's at.
There's an Aldrone opportunity here for Narrate, and he will take it very quickly, spotting Brook up on yellow, pinging him out as well. Shocked out towards the planter. Som is trying to get it down, and Narrate is dominating that site on his own. Buying a lot of time. Still no plant, by the way. They've got to do something about this. And Scuba goes down. That's it. They're out of answers. It's Brock that has to stick it and go 1 for 3 in this round. Narrate will swing on him and end it. That is 4 disgusting kills. He locks the B site down.
Narrate's sitting at 23 kills right now. Deadlifts SEN to a victory in that round.
And this is how it starts.
Yeah, that was a great ult. Got the kill, got the ping. And then Som just susceptible to the Guardian spam. He wouldn't have gotten that kill if he had a Vandal. That is just having a Guardian in that position, denying the plant.
They picked off the Harbor first, so there's not enough stall for the attack side to get a safe plant either. That is, man, that is a very important round for Sentinels to win, just as NRG's bank starts to overflow. Great use of those key ultimates. Zelsis is close to a lockdown here.
Bang and Zekken seem like they might have been intent on fighting towards B main. The pressure is coming real fast. Zekken needs to make something happen.
Bang traded out, unfortunately. Bang and Zekken never had a chance to really work together, with Bang caught out of position, getting pinged early.
It's just relentless from NRG. It's just aggressive, it's fast, and it's the entire team just pushing, fighting together. And now Sentinels, they have to work their way through this onslaught of utility. Scuba, in the meantime, this loose end that has just been working through the map slowly on the flank.
Yeah, looking much like Bang did on that first half. A lot of map control, a ton of information as well. There goes the lockdown. The Sentinels are hoping to get back in the round with it. Here's the backstab. Scuba's been in the walls. Sen have not really been able to get a feel for his pace across the map. Narrate's been instrumental to keep Sentinels in this. But this is another round they're gonna concede. Mata converts.
NRG again are just straight up slamming into these sites. Sentinels players trying to play forward, and they are just overwhelmed. We've seen this on countless rounds at this point. Retaking is going to be a nightmare against this NRG comp, no matter which way you slice it, when they have the Harbor and the Viper up, and there's all that utility you have to work through. But at a man disadvantage, I mean, come on, it's basically just done. And they even, again, they just have that additional insurance policy in Scuba on that long flank that did end up paying off. Probably didn't even need to pay off, right?
Yeah, it just
That's
Viper's
plan
wall,
C.
High
right?
tide, cove, safe plant, fall back, have a loose player across the map. And Scuba's, I mean, every kill it feels like we've seen from him has been really impactful, very important, despite what you think of whether it was necessary in that previous round. But lurking expertly.
Scuba was on like 2 and 9, by the way,
Yeah.
and is now at 15 and 15. He's turned this game completely around.
And yeah, maybe overshadowed a little bit by Brock's theatrics. Has been pretty darn important. And look at his Sentinels, we just mentioned it, like Narrate coming alive, right? He and Zekken trying to wield them, kicking and screaming over the line. It's a best of 5. So even if they're unsuccessful here in round 21 and the next, Sunset does at least present an opportunity to put their mark on this series, frankly, stay alive.
I would love to see at some point Zekken get the AWP in his hands. Just have him, you know, that one man of him with the AWP playing towards B main. You can stack up elsewhere, play wherever he is with the AWP for retake. Take advantage of having the Sage in a retake situation. They are not succeeding at anchoring with just a couple players against NRG right now. It is just not working out for them.
There's a KJ turret at Boiler that isn't cleared this round. NRG, I think, threw theirs over towards Kitchen. Their Nano Swarm, that is, to clear it. See if that's relevant.
Make a lot of noise over towards A, and now just use that drone to re-clear all the way through B main. Bang is in a position to just take a shot and then fall away. A little bit of spam. That's going to be the case. All the site taken out by NRG for free. We are in a full 5-on-5 retake situation now.
But look at NRG, look at how far forward they're getting. They're already fighting in a snowman. They're taking all the space given to them, and that is out of completely nowhere. Zekken, no idea what hit him. And he can't blame the guy. Brought back into the game by the Rez, and now it's a 1-for-1. Mata is down. After the most absurd shot through that wall. Celsius has to be careful. He doesn't really have a way into this right now. It's Zekken that has to create it from the low ground, and it's a nice connection with the Sheriff. And it downs the Harbor. That stall mechanic taken away. Gonna be up to Scuba to try and offer that. Zekken, though, has been able to get himself a rifle, and now is an issue. That Sage wall gave Sentinels a way in, and they need to clear this the old-fashioned way, and so they will. Zekken let off the chain. That's 4 for the young gun. Talk about manifesting some momentum. Bang will get a defuse just in time, and it's a 1-round game again.
Zekken and Narrate are just trying to impose their will on this match. The two of them are putting up some obscene numbers. What is that? What was that? And honestly, after that, I love how NRG, they get that kill. They were able to then use the cascade, fight for another, then they retreat, get back behind their Viper's wall. It's like, wow, this is looking really good. I think they're going to take this. And Zekken just comes back in with a vengeance off being rezzed. He came back from the dead for revenge on everyone.
He got cheesed, bro, and he was not happy.
Standing ahead.
Well, he definitely made amends for that awkward start to the round. Okay, Recon's going to be exchanged here, and NRG pretty quickly dropped down to jail.
They're fighting very aggro to try to just get the orb to Ethan. They do succeed, but not without taking some damage. Modded down very low already. Drone is re-clearing right now for SEN over towards that A side. Didn't spot anyone out. It went over 410.
And the NRG need to check these close angles. So it's an hour drone from them. Last round we saw Bang just pull off the B site entirely. More than happy to play retake.
Look, NRG, they have been playing a pretty straight-up game. Looked like SEN wanted to rotate far quicker than they actually did, but even if they were there, they wouldn't be doing much contending of this plant anyhow, given that the Reckoning is being used for NRG.
What?
Okay, Mata just got randomly spammed, I think, through the wall that he got a lucky kill on last time.
John might have had some height above that high tide. It's unclear. Could have been on the causeway. Or more likely it's like spam, I think. Yeah, that cascade would cover it. Okay, apparently NRG are just struggling here. Being spammed down. A little reminiscent of that Lotus map, but this time it's SEN that are inflicting that upon them. And bloody hell, they're already back in the game, Wyatt. Beautifully done, another multi-kill for Zekin. And it's 11 apiece even, heading into the 23rd.
Zekin on the verge of dropping the 30 bomb in regular time. At 27 right now. Nope, just spam.
Okay.
All right, just random spam. And honestly, I hate to say Mata deserves it after last round, but he might deserve that, you know?
Couldn't happen to a more deserving guy. Yep.
Nice, boys.
Look at this. I mean, it is SEN. They're starting to just play for full retakes over on this B side, and they're finding success with that.
But again, it's being manufactured off these random picks through walls. Like, they are just showing some great intuition. They're frankly just spamming the right spots. And then Zekin is able to come back into the sites with a vengeance. Quiet at the start of this map. Virtually absent on Lotus. 27 and 16 here as the 23rd round comes up. Bladestorm at the ready. Narrate, who's also been putting in extra effort at 24 kills, has that Hunter's Fury. In fact, both sides have mirrored ultimates to spend. And what is going to be a real inflection point in this game.
Coming into this playoffs, Narrate was, by average ACS, the highest rated non-duelist player in the league. He was having the best games he had all year in that Stage 2 regular season run. Definitely carrying it over today, and honestly, much needed. I think people on Sentinels needed to step up, be stars for the team, kind of inspire the rest of them, because things have not looked good yesterday. They started as slow as it gets today.
And honestly, like in an interview yesterday, Narrate mentioned we're kind of a nervous team at the moment. I don't know what it is. Well, they struggle to adapt, and when they do adapt to what G2 throw at them, it was too late. It's not too late in a best of 5, though, to come alive. Take this icebox map away, you move into, I would say, a favored map for you of Sunset. All of a sudden, you can reverse your fortunes. It happens here.
Yeah, if we go 1-1 Sunset, that's a map that NRG are 0-3 on in this Stage 2, so you definitely favor SEN there.
And they play the same style, by the way, on their map, these two teams.
Psalm one orb away now from that lockdown as NRG just continue the onslaught of this B site. Same utility coming through, same deep high tide. SEN hoping to, once again, have some good fortune with the spam through walls. Not going to be the case yet.
Okay, Brook evades the questing bolt of the Hunter's Fury until now. A trade hits on each other, but it's going to be Narrate that gets caught. Brook goes for the later Fury. And has given NRG that player advantage. Now a high tide to try and convert behind it. Even a lockdown committed. NRG are that serious about getting into this post-plant scenario comfortably. And Sentinels are already running low on time. It was a fast plant in this round, but Esmata straight around the corner. Bladestorm connects, and Zekin is down. Bang knows there's players around this corner, but can't handle the double stack.
It took 3 tries, but this is where we have actually seen NRG's plan of taking Snowman pay off as intended, where they're then cycling their utility, their walls and smokes that deep into the defender's kind of spawn area. I've never really seen that before. It's pretty wild. It's pretty cool, though.
Acknowledge the mental fortitude it takes, by the way, to do that 3 times in a row after 2 unsuccessful rounds where you're getting spammed out. Like, they are running back that same approach to the same site at the same tempo, and finally they get the result.
Yeah, because that time we saw it exactly as it was supposed to work. Ethan gets the cascade, and then Psalm throws down the poison cloud, and the walls are just going up over and over. There's a molly going down through the cloud as well.
Yeah, frustrating. But Narrate, the problem for him is that he only hits Brook with the last shot of the Hunter's Fury, where Brook actually finds him with his second. So just wins out that exchange across the map.
51 kills combined for Narrate and Zekken right now. And they are on the verge of being down 0-2 in this series if NRG take this final round.
Yeah, that's the crazy context. It just might not be enough. Okay, that one-way orb being respected by NRG. Ultimate's expended though. Real flashy stuff. Should be some honest gunplay here. I say without a hint of iron in, because there's Brock. Spain's going to lock it down here on the side of yellow, but loses it out. It's going to be straight trades across the map at 3v3. And Zekken needs to get in position.
Cells is stalled right now, can't go for anything proactive through these walls. No utility to speak of for the Sentinel side to really get back in with outside. Zekken dashing forward, having a smoke to play in.
Did I say honest gunplay? I lied. There's going to be some spraying Zekken down through the wall, and this is going to hurt. When a cold wind blows 20 years in the future, Sen might remember this map as where they let it slip. Narrator's going to have to go nuts. And NRG are not going to give it to him for free. No, sir. 26 and 20, Narrate needs to find Ethan, and it's a wayward shoulder pick that puts him out there. But you notice Brock is set up with 2 shock darts here and a ping on Narrate can finish the job. NRG! Now that one took real grit. But still it's a 2-0 map lead for the boys in orange. The hot start continues to deliver results.
Brock is in absolute prime form today. Had won a couple clutches on the map at crucial times on the pistol round second half and to close the game out. He's been outstanding so far today. And that is a map that goes in stark contrast to the NRG narrative of they have to win on defense side.